Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Amber and I'm so glad you've joined me today for these 50 frugal habits and ideas. Now I know normally I am on here talking about my weight loss journey, my 103 pound weight loss journey, but you know what? I have been a homemaker for almost 30 years and we have lived on one income for all of that time. So we have raised 3 children on one income. We homeschooled for 20 years. And I know what it takes to, make those dollars stretch. So I thought it would be fun to share some frugal ideas. And what I would like for you guys to do is chime in, please. This is by no means an exhaustive list. In fact, today is part 1 of my frugal habits series. Actually, I have jotted down 100 frugal habits. So we will do part 2 next Friday. So stay tuned for that. But I would invite you to please add to this list in the comments section below. I love to hear from you guys. And if I get enough response, we'll do a part 3, and maybe this will be an ongoing series and we can kind of help each other out. Inflation is skyrocketing. Wages in some places are stagnant. And you know what? Whatever we can do to kind of spur each other along and maybe offer some tips and strategies to stretch our dollars, that would be great, right? So if you're on board, stay tuned. I think it'll be a fun series. I love a good challenge, you know? I love to see, if I can defy the odds, and just kind of eke out more out of, every paycheck that we have. So so I'm excited. Now, I wanted to mention, hubby and I got married way back in 1995. And I remember at the time, I had joined a book club, I think before we ever got married. I think it was called Crosswalk. And at the time you had to, in order to continue your membership, you had to choose 2 books a month. And so I remember way back then, we were both working and we had car notes and, all of that craziness. But I remember I chose the Tightwad Gazette and the Tightwad Gazette Part 2 by Amy Decision. And if you don't know of her, check them out of your library. They still have them. She actually did a Part 3, and then she did where you can get all 3 in one. But I signed on to her mailing list when she was still doing the newsletters, and she was kind of phasing that out, and then she went on and the newsletters became the books. And so she has a lot of great ideas. This was, of course, before the internet, so you have to bear that in mind. So some of the information is a little dated, but the concepts and ideas remain. But so I thought it would be fun to kind of dig those books out. And yes, I've saved them for 26 years because I loved them so much. In fact, even though I'm from Maryland, I had never really traveled to the New England states before this period, but she is from Bath, Maine, I believe it is. And that's what first piqued my interest to traveling to the New England states, because she would talk about it in her newsletters. But anyway, so I just thought that was a fun little tidbit. I'm sure all of you who are really frugal zealots, I'm sure you've heard of Amy Decision. So yeah, of course she's since retired, her kids are grown and all of that, but that was a fun read. All right, without further ado, let me put my glasses on and let's go to number 1. Number 1 is to establish a budget. This is so important. Dave Ramsey always talks about tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. And stick to it. Reevaluate often. Some people suggest even monthly. Reevaluate your budget and really adhere to it. Number 2 is to lower your housing expenses. Of course, this housing and groceries tend to be our highest expenses. So pay extra on your principal if you can do that. Number 3, appeal your property taxes. And this is something that we have done in the past. Hubby is very good at negotiating. That is definitely one of his strong suits. So if your estimated home value you feel is less than what is on your property tax bill, don't be afraid to challenge that. And, if it comes back in your favor, it's a win-win. Number 4, caulk your windows and doors to save on energy costs, because we know that energy escapes through those cracks. Number 5, insulate your attic space. Another one along the lines of energy. And as we go through this list, they're not I've tried to group them as best as I can into categories, but it's not in any specific order. So pardon that. Number 6, request an energy audit from your electric company. And this is something that I'm actually getting ready to do. We moved into this house 3 years ago, and I know that we need to have our windows replaced, I'm sure, but that's not high on our priority list right now, but that's probably something they would suggest. Number 7, consolidate your debt for lowering your interest. That always helps. Number 8, shop around for car insurance every 3 to 6 months. This can be a huge savings. We are always reevaluating our car insurance. Of course, our darling daughter just got married in May, so she is now off on her own, and so we've removed her from our policy, but we still have our 22-year-old son on our policy. Of course, he pays for his car insurance, but we're always reassessing that. All right, number 9, and this is along the insurance line, bundle your insurances as much as you can. Sometimes it doesn't pay off, but sometimes it does. So your car, your homeowner's insurance, and sometimes life insurance if it works out in your best interest for that. Number 10 is to raise your deductible on car and homeowner's insurance if you can manage that. So that is always helpful. That's something that we have recently done. Number 11, reevaluate your subscriptions. So, sometimes I know we do some subscribe and save items on Amazon. So, reevaluate those from time to time, see if it's still saving you money or it's still items that you use. And then, of course, reevaluate your magazine subscriptions if you get any, and that sort of thing. Cook at home. Number 12, cook at home. This is a huge, huge savings. Hubby and I just got back from our big vacation and we were eating out a lot. And I can tell you, eating at home is way cheaper. Number 13, make your coffee at home. This is pennies versus dollars. I know it's a nice treat sometimes, but as a rule, coffee at home is so much better. Number 14, home haircuts. And this is something that we have done through the years. I used to cut my older son's hair. From time to time, I'll still do my younger son's hair, but I do consistently trim my husband's hair, and he prefers it. I'm the only one who, I have to go somewhere. I probably could cut it myself. Not sure what it would look like with the layers though. Number 15, shop at thrift stores, yard sales, and the Facebook Marketplace, wherever you can, or at least look there first before paying full retail price. And another thing I would say before we move on to number 16 is that some of these items work for many people and some don't. We're all at varying levels of frugality, and some things we're willing to do and some things we're not, and that's okay. These are just meant as ideas, and maybe you'll come up with some more ideas in your personal situation that might work for you. So that's the objective here. Number 16 is use, when we lived in Maryland, we had an active free cycle group online. Here in Florida, I haven't been able to locate one nearby, but free cycle is an awesome thing. I would often offer things up on free cycle as well as take advantage of some other items that people were offering for free. And it was a great organization. And you might want to barter your services or your skills with others. That can be another great resource. Number 17, take shorter showers so you can save on water. Some people even suggest like a military style. Oh my goodness, we pay a lot in water here in Florida, I tell you that. When we lived in Maryland, not so much. We were billed quarterly, and it wound up being maybe like $30 a month. Of course, we did not have a irrigation system like we do here. So here in Florida, we're billed every month, and our last bill, I think it might have been about $112. That's kind of high. But of course, soon, maybe it'll come down. Electric bill, it has been very high because we have been like 90 degrees since May, you guys. Oh my goodness, the joys of Florida living. All right, so number 18, recycle and reinvent uses for items. I love this, repurposing things. Number 19, reduce usage on everything. And I love that one too. Conserve where possible. You know, sometimes we think we have to use a ton of toothpaste or a ton of shampoo where a very small amount may suffice. So try it. You might like it. Number 20, be mindful of electricity consumption. Turn off lights and unplug small appliances, etc. And again, that's according to your own comfort level. 21, wash your clothes in cold water. They say this can save $60 annually, which is pretty awesome. We actually wash all of our clothes in cold water and have for many years. 22, read laundry detergent directions. Most people use too much laundry detergent. And actually this can cause your machine to gum up too. I know we had to have our washer repaired some time ago because the fabric softener was really gumming up in there and almost acting like a plastic. It clogged the lines. So actually now we don't use the liquid fabric softener in there. We don't use any fabric softener actually, and I don't really find it necessary. So number 23, run your appliances on off-peak hours. 24, wear clothes twice before washing when possible. And I think this is a good rule of thumb. Obviously, if you've been out gardening and you're dirty, don't wear it again. Number 25, run only full loads in your washing machine and dishwasher. I definitely tried to do this, and I have instilled this in my kids as well. Number 26, hang your clothes to dry. This actually extends the life of them. And actually, I hang all of my clothes to dry, mostly to prevent shrinkage. But it definitely helps the clothing to last longer because we all know they don't make clothes like they used to. Let's see, number 27, repair clothes versus getting rid of. 28, don't use the heated dry cycle on your dishwasher, which I do not do that anymore. I used to, but it uses a lot of electricity. 29, use your Instant Pot or outdoor grill versus your oven in warmer weather, which for us in Florida is like until December. I use my Instant Pot a lot, like pretty much every day. Number 30, double batch cooking when feasible. And I do love to do this. Cook enough for one night and then have leftovers. And then if you don't want to have it the next night, stick it in the freezer for an easy meal. 31, use your ceiling fans to keep the house cool. And we certainly do that a lot. 32, cut and trim your own grass. We used to have a lawn service, actually up until I think last year. And hubby wasn't happy with them, and honestly, I wanted to save some money. So that's $1,100 a year, win-win. Okay, bake your own cookies. Don't buy the store-bought if you can, you know, when possible. Sometimes it's cheaper, you know, during the summer months, right? But if you bake in the winter time, it's a dual purpose, right? Heating your house. 34, want less and nurture gratitude. I think this one is huge with all of us. If we would just do that more, just be mindful and grateful for all of the many, many blessings God has given us, we would save money, because we would just realize we're already so blessed. We don't need the things that, you know, whatever marketing department says that we can't live without. 35, weigh every purchase. Is it a need or a want? 36, combine your errands. And this is something I always do. Like the other day, I went grocery shopping, but I also went to the post office, the bank. Let's see, I think that's all. But yeah, I always try to combine saving gas. 37, use coupons when possible. I always try to look online for a coupon for wherever I'm going. 38, shop at Aldi or Walmart or another, you know, discount grocery store if possible. 39, take good care of things so they last. This is definitely something that I have tried to teach my kids all along, you know, responsibility. 40, compare costs of services on everything. 41, eliminate cable TV. I wish we could do this. But we have my dad, and he watches a lot of TV and movies and that sort of thing. But my husband and I definitely don't watch TV, so it's really just my dad, but it's for a season. 42, discontinue your landline telephone service. We discontinued ours, probably 5 years ago. We all have cell phones, and honestly, I don't miss the solicitors, although they still manage to get through on my cell phone, but then I just block them. Let's see, number 43, take vitamins. Take care of yourself. It reduces future healthcare needs. 44, exercise, preventative maintenance. 45, floss, and it's along the same lines. The more you floss, the more you eliminate future dental work. 46, buy quality items when it matters. Things will last longer and you won't have to repurchase. 47, organize often. Know what you have. This prevents duplicate purchases. 48, improvise. Necessity is the mother of invention. 49, do without or delay purchases. And this is something that's so hard for us Americans. First world problems. And number 50, pack your lunch versus buying. And hubby is usually pretty good about this. We're definitely still training our younger son on this, the one who lives at home. But, you know, I always try to tell my son, I'm like, rich people go out to eat every day. You are not rich. Pack your lunch. So that is all 50, you guys. I got it in and it's 18 minutes, well, about 19 minutes here. So I hope that wasn't too long. I will post part 2, but next week. And like I said, please comment below. Let me hear from you. What are some more frugal habits or ideas that we can implement? And again, you know, some people have varying levels of things that they're willing to do without, or you know, lengths they're willing to go frugal wise, but we can all learn something from each other. So I appreciate your input. Please participate. This can be really fun. So many blessings until next time. Take care.